everybody, and if this video is now posted, it means that the Shepsky Puppy Journey series has officially come to a close for 2021 for the 9-puppy litter. Oh my goodness. So what does that mean for Claire? Is she being adopted? Are we adopting her? What have we learned on this whole journey and this process? Are we going to do it again? Is there going to be future litters? What's happening? What's going to happen to the channel? I will answer all those questions here now in the closing video for the series. I will also link the series in the description below so you can watch from day 1 to right up till now of the entire series of the Shepsky Puppies of the 2021 litter of 9 puppies, their journey from start to finish. That includes everything from weigh-ins, that includes everything from when their eyes first opened, when they started eating food and solids, the days they got adopted, when they went for walks, everything. So let's get started with the biggest and I guess most important piece of news, Claire. What is happening to Claire? Is she being adopted? Are we adopting her? We discussed it back and forth, me and my husband, a lot. As you already know, we have adopted Layla as well as Arial, who are also from this litter. Why we spell her name Arial with an A-L versus like the Little Mermaid Ariel? I didn't want it to be the same spelling as the Little Mermaid Ariel under the sea type dealio. I do love Disney a lot. I just didn't want it spelled that way. So that's why we decided to spell it a little bit different and throw in the A-L versus the E-L. But anyway, back to Claire. She's the target and focus of this right now and this bit of news. We went back and forth discussing it, trying to make a final decision. We know that 6 dogs is a lot of undertaking. We have Jersey. He is our Shih Tzu mix dog. We don't even know what he's mixed with. We got him many moons ago. He turned 10 actually there November 11th, so happy belated birthday to Jersey. But yeah, he is now 10 years old. He's up there now in age, so we kind of were like, okay, well, he's getting up there now. He might have just a few years left. He is steady urinating all the time now. He can't control his bladder. We now have to put Pampers on him, so that's probably why you see it in the videos all the time. Jersey has a pamper on. Yeah, so that's one of our dogs. He's our eldest dog. Then came Kenai. Kenai is the father of the puppies. He's the husky. He's a Siberian husky, purebred dog. He's amazing. He's awesome personality. He's like top-notch dog, like best dog you could ever have. Then came along Layla, who was the mother dog of the puppies. She is a Shepherdor. She is a German Shepherd Labrador mix. She is wild, like a wild child. Sorry, I just had an issue speaking of Jersey. I had to take care of him really quickly. But yeah, so he's a lot older, as I said earlier with Jersey, but like he's amazing. He's been a great dog. He's just up there in age now. But yeah, so Nala, wild child. Then we decided to keep Layla of the litter. She was the OG, I guess, of who we were keeping in terms of the girls. Then Ariel was the second girl that we decided to keep. And while Claire, who was seen by so many people, I just couldn't bring myself to have her be viewed by anyone else. The poor thing has been through so much with trying to get adopted. And she's an amazing dog. She's just very attached to me and my husband and to her mother and her father. So it was one of those things that we just had to make the best decision on behalf of her. We knew that in terms of needles she'd be taken care of, vet visits she'd be taken care of, everything like that, food, toys, whatever she wanted, she would get. So we knew that she wouldn't have an issue with, and that's why the final decision was like, okay, we know we can meet all of her needs, so we'll allow her to stay. But in saying so, with her staying, that is the cap, that's it. There's no more dogs. Even if something did happen to Jersey where he passed away, there's no more dogs. Not saying there will never be another dog until the family of Nala, Kenai, and the 3 puppies that we're keeping, until they move on to whatever you guys like to say that you're comfortable with, to the other side, to the afterlife, whatever the case may be that you believe in. But until that happens is when we will discuss the possibility of another puppy coming into the home. But as of now, that's it. There's no more dogs. So what does that mean in terms of Nala with other litters and stuff like that? All right, so when Nala had this litter, as you've seen in the first video, it was labeled as like surprise, because it was a legit surprise. We did not know that Nala was having the puppies. Now, how did we not know? And like, weren't you guys like planning for this? Were you prepared? Well, I'll answer all that now too. We were planning on having a litter and starting a litter with Nala and Kenai, but we were waiting till the new year. That was the plan. We then discussed it and ran it by one of our vets that, okay, here's the game plan. We do want Nala to have puppies. We want to do it as safely as possible. We are going to do every precaution as possible because not only is Nala in the household, we have Kenai the male as well. When we discussed the game plan with the vet, they said, okay, well, put Pampers on her. Their bathroom schedules are different. They're not to go in and out at the same time. We were trying to do everything we could think of possible to prevent Nala and Kenai from, like, you know, having puppies. So tried all that. Pampers went on her, separate bathroom schedules. Nala spent more time in with us versus Kenai in the bedroom, and Kenai would spend his, I guess, bedtime elsewhere. We did, I guess, what we thought was safe. So then we noticed swelling in Nala, and I was like, okay, well, Nala's getting pretty big. Now, she is a mixed dog. She's a German Shepherd mixed with a Labrador. We contacted the vet. Due to COVID, things were kind of like weird when it came to vet visits. I'm not sure where your area, if this was the same case or whatever. I don't know how it was, but where we were to, everything was pretty much just like call or email. If it was like a big emergency or something that was severe, then okay, book an appointment, but then you were booked out for a while. You couldn't get in like right away. So I was like, ugh, what do you do? So we did what we could, which was pretty much just try to communicate back and forth, sending pictures and stuff. But when it first happened, where she was a mixed breed, okay, Nala's just putting on some weight. Maybe I'm overfeeding her. Which I never understood because I'm really like tight when it comes to the dog's eating schedules, walking schedules. I'm very like, not regiment, I'm not over the top, but they do have a schedule. So it's like, it fit the bill, but it didn't fit the bill. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll try reducing her intake at each mealtime a little bit. So I tried that, contacted the vet, and I was like, okay, like, Nala's putting on a nice bit of weight. Here's some pictures of her. Everything seems fine. Vet says everything seems all right. Everything, okay. Left it alone. Vet said everything's okay. Then I started noticing that her teats were swelling, and more so of her mammary glands were swelling. I was like, okay, what's going on? Contact the vet then. And this was literally, I'd say, a week or two prior to her having the puppies. So if anyone notices this stuff, your dog might be pregnant. Just saying, because we didn't think. But anyway, yeah, so anyway, mammary gland swelling, teeth swelling, what's going on? Sent some pictures to the vet. Oh, it's false pregnancy. Okay, so her body, the vet was just, the gist of it, vet was like, her body is just thinking she's pregnant, but she's not pregnant type deal. All right, left it alone. The swelling increased. This was like 4 days prior to her having the puppies, and it was like extreme swelling. Contact the vet again. I was like, listen, can we schedule an appointment? She said, okay. So that's what we did. The appointment was scheduled. She said, we'll have you in for, I think it was like a week and a half out. And I was like, okay, well, you know, this is getting kind of urgent, but it was all we could do because of COVID, and they were just so backed up. They couldn't get her in any sooner. I sent the pictures to the vet, contacted them, showed them like, look, the swelling's getting even greater. Glad that she got an appointment and everything else, but like, you know, is there anything I can do home as of right now while I'm waiting to get her in for her appointment? And they said, well, it looks like mastitis. So if you want to just give her some comfort and relief, cabbage leaves. I was like, what? They said, yes, just take the cabbage leaves and place them on her mammary glands and stuff, and just, if you want, wrap bandages there to keep it in place, and it will give her some soothing comfort, as well it might reduce the swelling. Okay, so I did that. And next thing I know, she's like wanting it off, and like, just get it off me type deal, mom. So I was like, okay. Decided to take it off, boom. Shortly after, she has puppies. And anyway, you'll see it in that video. Surprise! But yeah, that's the gist of that. It's definitely one of those things you never know if it's gonna happen or not. But we were going to, and discussed it back and forth, we were planning on having Nala and Kenai have puppies. It just wasn't at that time, but it happened, and that's it. I guess nature had other plans, and Nala had other plans, and Kenai had other plans, so, you know, it was still a remarkable and great experience. Now, I was really happy with the fact that I did have gloves on hand, because you should not, this is for anybody who hasn't done this yet, thinking about doing it, whatever, ends up happening, and you're like, oh my goodness, in panic mode, and this is the video you come across of, but gloves are a must. You must wear gloves when handling these puppies. These are newborn puppies, and they can contract different types of infections off of you, diseases, anything. You can pass something to them that can make them very, very sick. But yes, at the birth, make sure you are wearing gloves on your hands. The other thing I had on hand when this was happening very quickly and abruptly, like, holy cow, like this is happening, I just had all this stuff already in a container ready to roll type deal, so I was glad about that. But you're also going to want some bandages just in case. You're going to want scissors just in case any of the cords have issues, which thankfully there wasn't. Nala took care of all of it, which is another thing you have to allow the mother to do her job as a mother and let her instincts kick in and pretty much birth the puppies. You just be on standby in case you really have to jump in and do something, which is something else I'm going to come to now, which is another thing I had on hand, the suction bulb. I used on all the puppies just to clear out any gunk in their airways as well. One of the puppies, Layla and Simba, required more effort with the suction bulb to help them, as well as just warming them up, because they're coming into they're coming from their mother who's extremely warm inside and then coming out into a very cold atmosphere, so they might look like they're not alive anymore, but just rub them and get heat and circulation back into them. Just take the suction bulb, go in their airways a few times, and they'll be okay. Do not panic right away. If a puppy comes out and it's not doing anything, it's not like letting out little yelps or not moving much, don't panic right away. Just give it a second, take a deep breath, just say, okay, this is what I gotta do. Try rubbing it. Like I said, take the suction bulb, put it in its mouth a few times just to see if there's something clogging up there, that's just a bit of gunk or something that just needs to, that extra oomph to get out. It could be something not so major, so don't panic right away. I wish I had on hand, the things I wish I had on hand when Nala gave birth were the whelping collars. I had to wait for those for a little bit from Amazon, which I was kind of like, dang, I wish I had those on hand, but I didn't know the puppies were coming. Another thing, if we do this again, I'd like to have on hand is the proper like puppy scale. We did have a scale, but I wish I had like the actual puppy type one you can get, just little things. I know it's not a huge deal what type of scale you got, as long as it's accurate and it does. Camera died. Okay, back again. Sorry, camera died. I'm trying to remember where I left off. But anyway, yes, so have a suction bulb on hand, gloves on hand, have lots of towels on hand, face cloths on hand, blankets, loads of blankets, heating pad or a heating source of some sort. They need to stay warm, very, very warm. make sure you have some sort of heating source in whatever room you place them in. Something to read the temperature, that's another great thing for in that room that you plan on keeping them in. Another thing we had to get after the fact, and this was when we realized that some of the puppies needed that extra oomph and extra help. Formula, you're gonna need puppy formula and baby bottles. Just make sure when positioning them, we did make the mistake at first, and it was a learning process, that you don't need to hold the puppy like a baby. It's not a baby, it's a puppy. That's not how it drinks its milk. It took us 1 or 2 times to realize that and notice, like, okay, wait, we're doing something wrong, this isn't right. But you don't have to position them like that. Let them get whatever way they feel comfortable to have the bottle, to have the formula. So there's that. The nursery, what is going to happen now with the puppy nursery, seeming how there is a break in puppies? Are we even going to be doing other puppies? Well, the puppy nursery right now, it's going to be converted into the dog's, I guess, bedroom. Before it was the dog's playroom, then it became the nursery, and now it's going to be the dog's bedroom. We're going to decorate it, style it, do it all cute. It's going to definitely scream, this is the puppy's room, this is where the dogs sleep. So that's what we're gonna do. We have some plans for that, and we've been discussing it back and forth, me and my husband, how we want to decorate the room. So there's that. The outlets in that room have to be replaced. We're gonna just replace the light switch too while we're at it, because it needs to be updated. The heater also needs to be changed out and updated. I want one of those safer ones that aren't so like open face, so that's gonna come out of it. Zero ended up like tearing up one of the switches, or one of the outlets, sorry. You probably see it in some of the videos. That has to be replaced. We're just gonna put a plate over it. We discussed it, and we're gonna leave that not exposed. They're only gonna have the one outlet in their room, and that's going to be tucked in behind right now. Something that we have in mind to order for them that you'll see in a future video. I guess the next question is, are we going to be doing any more litters? And it depends on Nala. We, from day one, we're open to it. We're not against it with Nala. But Nala is never forced. We never force her, Kenai, and say like, you gotta have some puppies now. Like, no. If they wanna, you know, and have puppies, that's up to them. I'm there to support Nala in whatever way I can. But it's never forced. Now, hey, wait a sec. Kenai's in the house, and you have 3 puppies that are girls in the house that are his litter, mixed breed, yellow. Yes, we know, and all 3 girls will be spayed. They're on the list, they're ready to roll. As soon as they turn 6 months, they will be getting spayed, and we're going to be doing 1 at a time, just for the simple reason that we don't want it being like, okay, we're trying to take care of you, and we're also trying to take care of you, trying to watch your stitches and make sure that you're let out to pee, but we got to make sure this one is now getting it. We want to give each of them the attention they deserve when this process is happening and during those 2 weeks. So we're gonna do Claire first. So she's gonna get spayed first, have her 2 weeks, one-on-one time with us, being taken care of. Then we're going to do Ariel, and then we're going to do Layla. So where does that leave the channel? Well, before we even had the litter, we were kind of like doing our own different things. My husband races. If he's still racing, that's another thing that's up in the air. We don't know. We really want the focus to be on the house. The house was supposed to be the focus, and then the puppies came, and then that got a little like sidetracked, backburn. So we got to put all of our time and energy back into the house again. If another litter comes up, okay, awesome. We'll do videos of that again. I'll probably go more in depth when I do the videos. Like I did tell like the weights or when their eyes open and stuff, but I want to go more. I guess I want to like get more in depth with that type of stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. If it happens, it happens. But those type of videos, like I said, if my husband goes back to racing, then there'll be those type of videos. It'll just be around the house, like what we did before. It'll be the dogs and what the dogs are doing. And now with 3 puppies, it'll be their journey and them growing up, and Nala and Kenai and them growing up in Jersey, and Jersey's definitely like interesting now because he's at the age he's like, I just want to sleep, leave me alone type deal. But the other 5 are still like, woohoo, let's go. So we have plans for the backyard. When it comes to the puppies, we have ideas of a little area for them. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more footage of Arial, Claire, Layla, Nala, Kenai, Jersey. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned if you want to check out stuff with the house. We're going to be doing lots of upgrades, renovation type stuff with that when we get a chance, and husband's racing, trips, we're still all about that. Oh wait, whoa, trips? How are you guys doing trips with 6 dogs? Haha, my friends, we have a dog sitter who is awesome and up for the job of taking care of 6 dogs when we go away anywhere, so hallelujah for that. Because it's not easy, I'll tell you this. It's not easy to find somebody who's going to take care of that many dogs. Not only that, they're not taking care of all 6. Jersey will actually, any trips we go on, he goes with Ryan's parents. So that's where he goes. He just likes it. He's comfortable with them. He loves them to death. And yes, I like keeping all of them together, but Jersey has been by himself for many, 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 many years. He's used to that. Plus, he loves them. So any trips, that's where he'll go, and then the dog sitter will be with the other 5. So that is it for this video, and hopefully I answered some questions. And now you guys know that Claire is staying, you know that Layla, you know that Nala, her puppies were kind of planned but not really planned type dealio. You also know that a future litter is maybe, possibly, not out of the question, who knows. You also know that our channel now is going to be focused on, I guess, our dogs. Because the other puppies are gone. We still have 3 puppies here, so I'll be focused on them as well. But yeah, our dogs, renovations, racing, any traveling we do, just life in general, I guess, day-to-day stuff, pretty much like before type dealio. That's it. That's a wrap. All right, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I've been taking care of puppies now for weeks. I need a break. Hopefully no popping out puppies anytime soon because I need a little break from puppies right now. I need to get house stuff done. Oh my goodness, in some of the videos you probably were like, there's little dog hair there, and there's dog hair poked under there, and there's dog hair there in the corner and the frame. And yeah, hello, there were a lot of dogs in the house at that time, and there's still a lot of dogs in the house, and I got to, you know, balance it, get it all done. I have other stuff, I have work, I have dogs. I'm just glad my work is from home, so hallelujah for that, because that makes it a little easier. So anywho, that's it, we're done, cut. All right, bye.